So let me start this project. Yesterday we were doing this first name, last name, and age, and today we will add more fields here in this one. Okay, so you will get the idea of how to put all the form elements in the state variable, and then when we submit we can use that one. So before I put more fields, let's see how to use the submit part. Okay, so to use the submit part, I will change this button to submit, so that when someone will click this button, the form will get submitted. And the thing is that when the form will get submitted, it refreshes the page. So we have to avoid that, because we have to manually submit the form so that it should go to the database or something. But right now what will happen, if I put something and if I click submit button, you check here this refresh part. When I click submit button, see, it's refreshing it, and the form fields are coming here in the URL, which is not required, which is not we intend to do that. So we need to fix that part. So whenever someone submits this button, since the button is of type submit, that's the reason the form is getting submitted, and you will see the page is refreshed. And as soon as the page is refreshed, we lose the value of this input box and this input box. So let's try again. If I refresh it, if I put something here, and submit it, see, I lose the value here because form is submitted and page is refreshed. That is the old school way of doing it when people used to do server-side application like PHP or .NET. That form was working in that way. But with the current view in the React, we have to do it differently. Ashok Kumar is saying event.prevent default, and that is the right thing. I will see how it is done. So when in the form tag, we will add one function, and it will be on submit. On submit, I will call one function that is called handle submit. So this function, I will create it here. I have not created it here. Constant handle submit is equal to, and this will get some event in the handle submit, and we will see what that event is there. So let's check what that event comes. Okay, so we will check what the event is. So before submitting, now I preserve the log. Otherwise, when I click submit, all the logs will go away. Now I'll put something here, and now when I click submit button, though the form page will refresh, I will be able to see the event here. So the event is coming here. In the event, there is one function, though it's not opening right now, but there is one function which is called event.prevent default. Okay, so when I call this prevent default, that means whatever the form is doing, that is refreshing the page, it will not refresh. So when I say event default, that means it will not refresh the page. And once it will not refresh the page, I will also print what are the form values here. So let's see what form values are there when we submit the form. I refresh it again, and I'll put some value. And then when I click submit button, see, prevent default is here inside the prototype. So we can use all the functions inside the prototype also. So now, because of prevent default, the page is not refreshed and the values are retained in the form. So always remember, whenever you have the on submit form, whenever you have the form, on the on submission, you call the function, and in that function you have to put this line of statement. If you don't put that line of the statement, then you will not be able to submit it to the database properly, because the page will get refreshed and we will not be able to process it here. And I can see these are the values of the form which I will be submitting it to my database. What will you do with this form value? You have to submit all this in your database. That part we will see how to create the database, how to put it in the database. We will see that in few weeks. But right now, at least we will create these variables which will go into the database. Okay, so once this handle submit is called, we get this value, and this values will be then submitted to the database. So I'm writing here, submit this form values to the database, which we will see how to do it in the database. Now let's finish all the variables or all the form types here, so that we finish the form. Yesterday I told you to create the age one, and many of you have created the age one. Let's create age one here. Since you already created age one, so I'm putting age one here. I just create the input box with the age. Okay, now it will work with the age also. So we have the age of 22. Always this form values come as a string, though we need it as an integer, but form value always come as a string. So we can convert it into the integer and submit it in the and put it into a database. So that is not for today. Okay, so those who have not written this handle submit, just do this change. First change the type submit for the submit button, and then add this form submit on submit equal to handle submit, and just create this function. Once you're done, we'll go further. I'll give you 1 minute to finish these 3 steps. Okay, so I hope everyone might have completed this part. Let's go now to the another input element. So we have seen this input box with the type of text. We can put password also if you want, or email, or whatever you want in the type you can put it. So that's not the part of today's class. Once you understand the input box, you can change it to anything. So let's see another one, text area. So for the text area, I'll build the text area, So for text area, I need this one variable. So first thing is I need to add the variable here, maybe description. Okay, and then I will create here the text area. And I will try to put same thing, whatever we have. For example, name. So name will be description. What is the value? So let's put the value. Value will be form values dot description. What will be the on change? On change will be handle change like we have previously. So in the text area, everything remains same except we don't put type in the text area. We can increase the width and height of this text area by changing the CSS, and I will not do that today. I just want to show the text area part. So let's see how it goes. Okay, I have to put the description also like this. What I'm trying to get. So here I will say description. Okay, so your description, I will put some description in the form value. I get this description here. Okay, so just finish this description in 1 minute. Also put description here in the form value and then create the description in the HTML part. You should do it along with me. Otherwise, when we will do a lot of things, you will be lost. You will forget how to do the description. And if you have done it one time here with me, then at least you will remember. Okay, so I'll give you 1 minute to finish this. Those who are not doing, it's up to them, but it is advisable. Yeah, yes. So whoever is ready, they can do coding with along with me. Because later on I will building the big projects, and at that time you should have hands-on on these small things, so that when we do a big project, you should be aware of what we are doing. Okay, I hope everyone has completed this description part. Now we will go to the select box. Okay, let's create the select box first. Okay, I will create the select box here. It's a select box, and the select box will have the value. Maybe I can say option, and each value will be inside the option tag. So the first option tag will be, maybe I'm saying that this thing I'm taking marital status. So if you go with many sites, they ask marital status. So you can say you are married, you are single, you are divorced, or you are widow, whatever your status is there, you can put it. And this is the value which user will see. This is the text which user will see we have to put the value also. Value can be small letter or capital letter, whatever you want. And in the first part, I will not put any value. I will just say select. And here value will be single. Here value will be divorced. So I'm taking small letter for the value and the capital letter for the display purpose. Value will be okay. So let's see how it looks on the page. So this is the marital status. I see all the information, but when I click it, nothing will happen on this because we have not written any code to handle this. So to handle this, first thing I will put few things here in the select. Value will be like this. It is in this format. So value will be form values dot marital status, which I will create it now. I have not edited it here, so I have to edit marital status. Okay, so this is the marital status. So I put the value, and similarly we have to put on change. So on change will be same like handle change, because it will also give the event, and event has target dot value. Since we also need target dot name, we need to put name also. So I have to put name also. If I miss the name, then it will not work. It will not update. So let's check it now. So I change the marital status, and you will see marital status is changed to married. Or if I say single, it is changed to single. So this is how we take the select button. Okay, so I'll give you 1 minute to finish this select button. Okay, let's go further now. So we finished the select box, we finished the text area, we finished the input box. Now let's move to the multiple select box. Now this is the select box, but we have the multiple select box option. So let's try to do that one. So I'll say div tag. First I'll create div tag, and then I'll try to put the multiple select box here. And I will put option equal value equal to okay, so this is my multiple select box. I will put some values for the multiple select box. For example, I will say which fruits I like. So let's say fruits or vegetables, I will put it. So for example, mango. Then I will say lime. Then I will say here grapefruit. This is a multiple. That means I can select multiple options here. So how to tackle that? Coconut. So here I will give you name. Name is I can say fruits. Then value will be form values dot fruits. I don't have this fruits in this form value, so we have to add it here. And here I will say array because it is a multiple, so we need to have the multiple in the array. Okay, so we will put the multiple here. Okay, so we have the value here, and then we have to put last on change. So the on change is not similar to what we see in other cases. So on change is not like this one. I can put handle change because this is little complicated. Not as simple to get the value like e.target.value. Here things are little different. So we'll see what we can do it here. So I will do console.log of e. Okay, so when you select something, we will go here and see what is the value of e is there. Right now, I'll remove this value for some time and then I'll add it later. Okay, so now, okay, I did not give the title. So let's keep the title. So we are learning right now state variables, and in the state variable we are seeing how to fill the forms, how to take the variables for each form elements, which will be very helpful when we will build forms, because website, almost any website, any website has form, and that's the reason we have to do the form. Okay, let's see how it looks now. So in the fruits, okay, since it is multiple, in the select part I have to give the multiple equal to true. I will say multiple equal to true, otherwise it will not behave as a multiple. Okay, now you will see the multiple option is there. So when I click mango, in the E you will see there is a target, and inside target these are the options which are available. So since we have this many options, we have 5 options, so it is 5 options, and then we have selected options. Selected options is something what you selected it. So right now we have only selected one, but that means in this selected option you see this is the HTML collection. So to convert this HTML collection or to access this HTML collection, we have to convert it into the array, as I explained in few weeks back. And we have to convert this array and we have to grab whatever we want. So here in the option we will see what is the value. So we have the value of mango. So since I selected only one, that's the reason we are seeing in the selected options, we are seeing only the one option. Let's try to select multiple, and then we will see. We go to the selected options, and here you will see 3 options selected, and each one has its value. Option has option.value. If I go to value, we have the mango and lime and grapefruit. So to access this multiple select box, we have to take use of this selected options. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you. So let's fix this in this one. So we will do maybe I can say constant selected options is equal to, so how to access selected option? E dot target dot selected options. Okay, so this will become our selected options, but this selected options will be of the format HTML collection, that is the list. So we have to convert it into the array. So I'll say array dot from, and this will convert it into the array. Okay, so let's see what comes in the selected options. Okay, I'm just opening it. This. Let me refresh it. I'll select mango, and in the selected option you will see first is the 0 is the option, and option has two big, it's an object of lot of key value pairs. Okay, so let's try to select 3. So I have 3, but 3 has lot of options. I'm not getting exactly the mango in this one. So let's try to put this option into only one single value which I wanted from here. So there is another parameter in the array.from. There is another parameter which is arrow function, and in this arrow function we can define what we want to return it in this selected options. So here we will get some record, and that record is nothing but the option which I showed here, which is list of key value pair. So which one we want? Can anyone tell me from the option which key value pair I want to grab? Value. Ashok Kumar is saying value. Correct. So answer is value. So I will return record, that is record is the option, record.value. So when I say record.value, that means the value of the in this record we have the multiple key value options. So we are only returning this value which we have in the list. Okay, so now selected option will have the only value part, not the whole object. Currently it was getting the whole option object where list of all objects is there, but now we are restricting it to only the value. Okay, let's take this one. So if this array.from we did also when we were doing vanilla JavaScript, not in detail. I just explained that from the list we converted in array.from. But today we introduced a new parameter. Not we introduced, it was there. We just did the new thing that when you make this into the array, what you should be putting it in the value. So each array element should be of what character. So for this we need a second parameter. And since this is an object, that's why we need this one. If it was simple numeric or string, then we don't need this one. We would have directly returned it. Okay, let's do this one. Okay, so now I'm getting only values. Okay, so this is the values which we get. Now what we have to do? We have to save this value in the form variables, this form variables. So what I will do after this line of statement, I will say set state. Sorry, I will copy this from handle change. Okay, so now here we will get e.target.name, which is fruits. We keep it e.target.name, but for the value we just put the selected options. So that means we are taking the name from here, we are taking the options from this constructed one. So this function will be changed from other functions because this has a specific way to access it. Okay, let's take it. So I put 3 option, and in the form value I will see fruits is having 3 1. If I change to 2, I will see fruits have only 2. Okay, so this is how we do it, the multiple select box. So I will give you 1 minute to finish this multiple select box, and once you do it, try to run it and see if it is working. If you only put it and if it does not work for you, you might be doing some mistake, then you let me know and solve it here also. I don't want you to come back after 1 month and say, oh, I'm not getting this working. Why? Because you did not test it today. Test it now, and don't come back after 1 month. Oh, this is not working, this is not working. Because you did not test it in front of me. When I have time, I can explain you now why it is not working. After 1 month, I will not go back to this part and explain you. I will just refer you to the video. You can then refer to the video and do it. If you want me to check your code and see why it's not working, you have to do it now. 1 minute to finish this multiple select box. Okay, so I hope you have done this part, and now we will do more tomorrow. Any questions for today?